Is this thing on? Hello, everyone. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Fangirlz Assemble. I'm Fariha. Joining me today is Kristen, all the way from Wensboro.
It's in Kentucky. It's fine. No one knows where it is.
Somewhere in Middle America. And we are brought to you by InStockTrades.com, where you can go and get all your comic books for up to 42% off. This week, I'm not sure what is the day, but currently there's a DC Comics on sale for 3% additional discount. Mm-hmm. So you can get this for 45%. You can have also the recent releases that can be up to 50% off. Shipping is free above $50 within United States. And also we always have to talk about, this is not part of our contract, but we have to talk about how awesome Emily is. So if you want your pristine condition books, go to InStockTrades.com. One of the things that there's like recently happening, that there's all these trades that's showing up for $2.99 or even 99 cents.
It's amazing.
That's like, yeah, that's like 6 issues for the price of one. And you can, these are all volume ones from Image and stuff. And you can always check out to see, this might be your next best book. So yeah, go to InStockTrades.com for all your comic needs.
Yeah, so, Descender's currently on there. And if you haven't read it, it's fantastic.
Oh, right.
And the DC sale ends October 1st. I was looking it up.
Oh, okay, perfect. So yes, so go for that. Then there's also like Chrononauts. That's also, I think, on sale. And it has like art by Sean Gordon Murphy, which is beautiful.
He's wonderful.
So yeah, he himself is very he himself is also very beautiful. So I would recommend picking that up as well. Although it's I haven't read it myself, but I heard that it's pretty interesting. So.
What I hear.
Yeah. All right. So, Chris, Maddie, unfortunately, will not be able to join us today. She's feeling a little under the weather. So I hope, Maddie, if you're watching, please get better. And then she'll be back. But in the meantime, we can keep you entertained for the Saturday evening. I have to give a shout out though, because someone recently tagged me in the group post that they got Miss Marvel Funko after seeing it over here. So
it is cute.
Yeah, she is very cute. Like, look at her. And then I was actually very I went to this weekend. I spent in Baltimore Comic-Con, and Jess and Omar was there. So was my friend Tyler too. And there was a lot of not a lot of, but I feel like I saw a lot more Miss Marvel cosplay than I've seen before. And there was like a little girl, she was dressed up as Miss Marvel. And I don't know, as I actually kind of asked her dad, I'm like, is it okay if I take a picture of her? And then the dad is like, yeah. And then I told her, oh, okay, so is it okay with you as well? And she's like, yeah. And then she just posed like this.
Oh, it's perfect.
Just look at her.
She just knew. She's like, yes, this is it.
Yeah, she was ready. I'm like, that's a future Maddie. Like, with the cosplay and everything. Yeah, professional. So it really warmed my heart to see all the Miss Marvels all the time. Well, okay, so with the Miss Marvel talk out of the way, how was your week, Kristen?
Well, tomorrow I'm going to Indy, which is going to be better than my whole week. So yay. I'm going to see, if anybody knows, Hank and John Green. They are vlog brothers on YouTube. They're big YouTubers. And John Green wrote The Fault in Our Stars.
Right.
And his brother Hank is coming out with his first book. So I'm going to the book tour stop. Should be really fun. They do a whole show, like a whole production. They do some of their podcast and like some music, and it's a whole thing.
Oh, yeah, that's the reason we're kind of doing the show today instead of tomorrow.
Sorry, guys.
Okay. I think I think I had a strange, sound thing happened over here. So sorry, apologies for the technical difficulties. So have you met them before?
Well, I'm not going to meet them, and I have not met them. But the last tour John Green did, he brought his brother Hank. So I did go to that, and it was really fun. I mean, Hank's a big science guy. If you've seen Crash Course and SciShow and stuff, yeah, he's really funny. So he came out dressed as like a turtle and did a whole science presentation, and it was really ridiculous and hilarious. And then he covered a Smash Mouth song. All-Star,
Right.
And that was really funny. Anyway, it was just really great. It was fun. So I expect a lot.
So do they do any kind of signing?
You get a signed book with your ticket, which is pretty much the price of a book. But yeah, there's no like actual public signing because I think the venues are so big. It would be like really difficult to do. You know?
Oh, okay. So it's like a big.
It's like a theater. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's not like a book store setting.
Right.
Right. Okay. Oh, that's okay. So it's gonna be fun then.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a whole production.
Yeah, I heard that they do this, so I wasn't sure. Like, you know, so it's gonna be so. Which have you read John's book? Like any of?
I've read everything but like one, and I really like his stuff. I haven't read Hank's yet because it just came out Tuesday, and I'm like, I'm gonna wait. Also, I don't have it, so. But yeah.
Okay. So which one is your favorite?
That's hard. I love their podcast. They have a podcast, Dear Hank and John, where they answer questions, and they're both really great and funny in their own ways. I think Hank may be my favorite though, so I'm excited about this book.
No, I was talking about the book. Like, which one is John's book?
You're like, not what's your favorite brother? Like, you're making it hard.
Yeah, not between. I am not asking you to choose between the brothers. I understand that can be hard. I'm talking about John's work, like because I read which one I read? They're kind of all.
You probably read The Fault in Our Stars because that's what everyone's read. You didn't?
No, not that one. I saw the movie and I cried a lot. I'm like, oh no! Is that the one with the? Is that's
cancer?
Movie, right? Yeah. Okay. I think there's not Paper Town because that's another movie that came out.
Looking for Alaska.
Yes, Looking for Alaska. It was okay.
That was the first one.
Right, but you know that by now you should know. Like it has the fault of some of the things that I don't like.
Sure. I can see that. I enjoy it, but like I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a fault in Fariha's world.
Right. Right. Completely understand.
Yeah. So it has kind of like that, but I understand that I wasn't the target audience for that either. So. But if I read that as a teenager, I'm like, oh my god, this is so amazing. So
sure,
I completely understand that. All right, well, so I wanted to kind of talk about all my con experience because I went to the Baltimore Comic-Con and it was really hella fun. Got to meet Jess, Omar, and Tyler. So the first thing that I wanted to show you, because we've been just kind of oohing about it in our pre-show chat. So I got to meet Katie Cook. She is, I think she draws My Little Pony, and she does like this other super cute covers.
Is there a webcomic right now? That's
really right. Right. Yeah, she did say that you can read it all for free in Webtoon, I think. And anyway, so she was doing this little sketches or little little like art that she was doing on like this size card for $10. So and with one sitting you can get like 4 characters. So and after that you kind of have to go back at the line and come back again. So I got my 4 OTPs on these 2 cards. So first up is Black Bolt and Medusa. They're my new OTP.
I love all that hair. That's so good.
I know. And then I also have, my other 2 beautiful people. There's like Rogue and Gambit. So just look how cute and adorable it is. And then everyone's expression, like that's what I was like we were talking about just before this, like with little stroke of pen, she gets everyone's expressions so perfect. So, and that was like the first one. So then I went back on today and I got 2 of my other OTP. so good. So the first one is Winter Soldier and Black Widow. And then the next one is T'Challa and Namor. So
perfect.
Yeah, so it's like I got it's like a complete set of like my 4 OTPs if you look at it this way. So one of the things I liked is like in the Black Widow and Winter Soldier, like he's like, hey, and she's like, oh, like and in this one it's like I wish that it was kind of the other way, but that's okay. Like it's like Black Panther's like, hey. And he's like, interesting. And then there's also a little heart.
It's so so cute.
So is this like super cute art by Katie Cook that I got? And this is like, I will always treasure this. So, and then once I showed it to Kristen, she was also kind of asked me to get something for her. And those of you who follow us at Instagram at Fangirlz Assemble,
you'll know.
You'll know that we have two of our honorary four-legged co-host, Willow and Buffy. So I had Willow and Buffy drawn. And do you want so Willow unfortunately has only one eye, and then look at it.
It's so good.
So anyway, this was like the key. I'm like, I don't care everything else that happened. Like just having to go meet Katie and get these done by her was like the highlight for me.
Super, super nice too. And just so quick with those. I mean, oh my gosh. I don't know
yeah. I mean, it's just like she was just having she was just drawing this and then just painting. It's just like I think everything was like 5 minutes or less. This took 5 minutes, like with the 4 characters takes 5 minutes. So it's even less than that. Oh my God, it's super, super cool. And then I also got to meet Michael Cho. So he does a lot of cover art. And haven't done. He did a little bit of interior, but he haven't done a lot. So his commission was kind of sold out within like a first hour of yesterday. And so I kind of went, he's like, well, come back later. Maybe I'll have something over. So I went back today and he didn't. So then Tyler and I kind of stood there and chatted with him about all the random things. And I was like, boo for not having any commission slots and stuff. So he asked me, so who's your favorite superhero? I'm like, well, Miss Marvel then. And then he drew a very quick sketch for me.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's like a super quick sketch. And anyway, but yeah, he was like, well, just catch up with me next time I'm going to a con and stuff. I'm like, so what con you're going next? He's like, well, I don't know yet. It's 2019. I'm like, well, boo.
So goes to show, if you boo a comic artist, they'll do a quick sketch for you. If you're you.
That's the key takeaway, because I was just constantly like boo everything that he was saying. Then apparently, so one of the things I learned from him, which is not very something I never thought about. Apparently, the hardest thing to do is to paint a horse, like to draw a horse and to draw two shopping malls. Apparently, those are the two toughest things to draw. So
interesting.
Yeah, so anyone who's watching the show, if you know any artist or if you are an artist yourself, please let us know if that is the case. Because that's what apparently they sometimes a bunch of the artists, his artist friend, they get together and they have a horse off.
I'd watch that. That's fun.
Yeah, to see who can draw the best horse. So I was telling him, I'm like, well, can I commission you to draw a horse in a show?
That's perfect.
And he is like, if you say that, I will automatically, I'm like, I never met this person. I don't know what this is. So I don't know who you are. So no, never. But anyway, so he was super fun. And then, and then I also got this because in the group, a couple of, I think it wasn't a couple. It was a few months ago. Motor Girl by Terry Moore, the hardcover omnibus was out, and a lot of people got it from his site. So he was actually selling them in the con. So I got number 815 out of 1,000, the limited edition. And because I kind of stood there and chit-chatted with him a little bit, he also drew a quick sketch for me.
That's awesome.
That's the gorilla. I'm sorry, I haven't read the book yet, so I don't know. But yeah, he did. Super nice guy. And, we kind of chatted about, Rachel Rising. I'm not a big fan of Strangers in Paradise, but I do love Rachel Rising by him. So we kind of chit-chatted about that. And also Future of Zoe, which yeah. So he was saying that, like I was asking him if there's going to be it's going to come back. He said may not be in a comic, but I didn't hear it from him. It might be coming back in other format, but I didn't hear it from him. So
Nice.
I'm probably making this up. So it may be an exclusive, maybe not, but you didn't hear it from me. So yeah, so it's gonna be it was really fun. Then I got to meet Garth Ennis. That was also a pretty eye-opening in the sense, like, he's a very quiet person.
I mean,
like,
you should have told me on morals, right?
Oh, yeah. That's also another thing, because that's a group inside joke, because one person one day said that if you like anything by Ennis, you don't have any morals, which is kind of interesting take on things.
A nice generalization, yeah.
Yeah, which is a very interesting and nice generalization. I mean, yeah, granted, there are some of the books by him I'm not a big fan of, but I don't think someone liking it shows that they don't have like morals. They probably don't have good taste, but that's it's not the same as not having morals. So I did tell him, I'm like, well, I really love Punisher and Preacher. Like, Preacher is always one of my all-time top 10. And I told him, but I do not like The Boys. And he's like, well, you do like the other things. I'm like, yeah, I don't like The Boys, but now you're making me watch the show because Carl Urban's in it. And then he's like, well, maybe you'll change your mind. I'm like, yeah, maybe not. Like, stop it. So,
I haven't read that, but everything I've heard about it makes me think I'm not gonna like it either.
No.
So I don't plan to.
No. I am really looking forward to that show because I want to know what they're gonna do with it. I understand it's by Amazon. It's coming out it's coming out on Amazon Prime. The way it was on the book, you cannot put that on the screen. Not anymore. Sorry. There's just, time has changed. You can't put that on screen right now.
It's a weird year for it to come out, right?
Yeah. If you think about it from that point of view too, there's just way too much going on. So yeah. So I'm really, really looking forward to it, because my other point of view, it's like one of those things, like, if they don't show those things, then what's the point?
Yeah.
What's
you're
the
not
point
like
of this?
doing anything in the source material, right? Like, if they're going to completely defer from certain things.
Right. Yeah, because you have to. It's so like, there's like way too much going on. I read every single issue, so you can't tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about. I read every single issue.
Why'd you keep going? Like, there wasn't
because
a point
I needed
like,
to.
I want to stop.
No. It's because I oftentimes, there's a lot of things that's going on, especially against women. And anytime you kind of mention that, people are like, well, you didn't read the whole thing. This is my Chad voice. I didn't wanted people to give that option to people. I'm like, nope, I read the whole thing. Stop, And so there's like, the first thing, it's a world where superheroes are a thing. We're now talking about boys. Welcome to the boys discussion. And so in this world, like, superheroes are untrained corporate entities. Like, it's pretty much like it's pretty much like a thesis of superhero comic industry, that superheroes are just a property, that they're untrained, they just, it's just a money grabbing scheme by this corporation, and they're going out, they're the one who caused the world, like, 9/11 equivalent of that world, killed a bunch of people, and now there's this group of the boys, they're trying to stop them. And the X-Men equivalent, which are called the G-Men, it turns out that they are molested children. There are children that are being molested by this bald psychic person. I'm like, wow, I wonder, they're called G-Men.
Wow. Yeah.
What there potentially could be equivalent of. And there's a scene over there that all these X-Men children, or G-Men children, are giving handjob to each other. And then they're the one who were killed. Like the boys came and just killed them all. There was no redemption. There was no like, oh, these kids need help, so let's get them some help. Maddie is back.
Are you alive?
I still have my video on. All right, cool.
Are you okay?
How
I'm okay. Yeah, like I don't know. I still think it was the heat, but I'm not sure. But I was working all day outside. I think it just got me real bad. And so I got home and I was like, I don't really feel great. And I was like, oh no, I don't feel great at all. and it was real bad. And then I don't want to go in detail here for our lovely viewers, but I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna make the show, and I've already like had to miss because I was gone and everything else. I was like, no.
Oh no, it's okay.
Aww. And then I was like, I couldn't even look at my phone to message you. Like I couldn't even go through my phone, and I was like, just message them and tell them. And then I passed out, luckily, and then I woke up and it was like, okay, it's 8. And I was like, I can do this. I'll be fine. So,
well, I believe we get it.
Yeah, welcome back, Maddie. We're talking about The Boys by Garth Ennis. So you were just in time for that.
Teaching me about the horrors.
Yeah,
I heard a little bit of it.
Okay, well, yeah. So that was like the first thing that's kind of wrong with it. Then let's forget about the treatment of women. Well, no, that's not. Because the Superman equivalent.
Let's forget about the treatment of women.
Who cares?
then it's like, no, hang on. Because the Superman equivalent of that world, make the Starfire, I think. She's the Starfire equivalent of that world. Say that, oh, welcome to the team. Everything's good. We're really happy to have you. Now, in order to finalize everything, you have to give a blowjob to every single male member of the Justice League. What? This is issue 1. This is issue 1.
I don't know how you got beyond that because I couldn't.
Oh no! Because this is the sole reason I went beyond that. I didn't want anyone to tell me you didn't give this a chance. Fuck that. I read everything. I read from front to bottom because I wanted. And the thing is, everything would have been perfectly like I would have forgiven every one of this if Stargirl was the one who get to kill that Superman equivalent at the end. She didn't, and it was someone else. And because you know that as soon as that happened, you know that this character is going to be killed. Like, you know, there is no redemption. There is no redeeming. Like that was like the whole super edgy thing. Oh my God, look at him. He's so evil, you know? So, yeah. So, you know, when people tell me like, oh my God, you don't like The Boys? And I'm like, and you do? Like, wow. Have we read the same thing? Wow.
Yeah, I've never heard of that ever.
Huh?
Well, I've never even heard of that. That's crazy. And like it sounds. If you were to tell me that's like some sort of, I don't know, erotic, I'd be like, all right, yeah, that seems pretty typical. It's like this is the regular comic.
Yeah, this is the regular comic.
It's big in the group. Like a lot of people love it.
I want to read it. No,
this is issue 1. This is issue 1.
I don't want to read it.
No, it's like Amazon. Like, you know, there's a series coming out. The discussion began. What are they gonna show in the series? Because no way in this climate you can put that on TV and not have a backlash. So,
yeah.
Unless that's what they're working on. But the thing is, here's the thing: if you take that out, then what's the point? What's the point of this TV show? What else you're gonna show?
Do you feel like the whole series was like shock just for the sake of shocking people? Like, was that the point of it, or?
No, it is. First of all, it's a shocking to shock people. If you're not a comic book reader, if you're not a superhero reader, you would not care for it. You would not understand any of this. You're like, what's going on? Because there's this thing called Herogasm, where all the characters. This is a book I read. I read this 2 years ago. I remember every single panel from it. I remember every single panel.
Probably not good, is it?
No, it's not. It's not good. I don't remember what happened in Miss Marvel. I know how much I loved it. I don't remember every single panel, but
it's because you were traumatized by it and you remember the details.
No, I got traumatized to a point. I could not read any DC comics. Like I could not read DC comics after that because
you've seen the people.
No, I cannot read a JSA because as soon as I had to sell my JSA Omnibus because I'm like, I'm not reading this. I actually threw up. Like,
Oh
I'm
my
like,
gosh.
no, I'm like, because this is exactly the whole, like kind of weird looking, like, kind of ragtag team. This is what The Boys was about, to kind of make to criticize every single thing. There is a thing called Herogasm where the heroes goes off to they advertise it as like, oh, we're going off world to kind of save you from the alien race, which is like every single event in every single comic book that happens, right? And in reality, what happens, they goes on an island to have just constant fuck sessions. Like, there is prostitutes that are brought in for them to then have them fuck. There's the Martian Manhunter analog who tells a Flash analog and throws a prostitute on a couch to say that, oh, I'll take the back, you take the front. And people ask me why I don't like The Boys. I thought this is not what I wanted to talk about, but do not ask a woman why they don't like The Boys when there's this kind of things in there. Don't ask them that. Just seriously don't. This kind of shit doesn't happen to a man. Don't tell me that, a lot of men are not treated well. It doesn't happen. Oh my God. But anyway, my question is, are these things are gonna be in the TV show? And how? And if you're not putting... I don't know
if they can. I mean, Amazon, well, maybe because I watch stuff on Amazon Prime, but I know a lot of people that wouldn't have any idea the show's on Amazon Prime.
Which one?
I feel like if you, and again, this is just my impression from hearing it from you guys. I've never known anything about this before. To take something like that, I feel like you really have to change it a lot. If you want to make it more of a sort of like Handmaid's Tale, like crazy, what am I looking for? Kind of window into society, but using superheroes to look into it, sort of like this like ultimate extreme to like some of the bad things we have going on. Fine, but I the way that you're talking about it, and again, I've never read it, so I don't know. It seems like maybe that was the intent, and maybe it went too far with it. Like for the point where that's lost at that point. Like this is the same
person. Yeah, this is the same person because I met him this weekend, Garth Ennis, and I told him very honestly, I'm like, I love the Punisher, and I love the Preacher. I do not love The Boys. And he is like, oh, it's okay. You love the other two. And I wanted to say it's kind of not okay, but I'm not going to get into that with another. Sure. Yeah, I'm not going to get into that with him. But anyway, so that was like, but my thing is like, oh, what? Like, I mean, I don't know. This is the same person who wrote The Preacher should not be writing this. Or if it's the same person who's writing this as well as Preacher, something was really wrong. Something happened.
Was it like an older series of his?
No, this came out in 2000 after 9/11 because this is after it has to be after 9/11 because the same incident that happens in there is very similar to 9/11, but it's caused by the superhero community. But what my question is, if you do not read superhero comics, regular people are not gonna understand what this is about. So I am really I'm interested. I'm really looking forward to seeing this, to see either it's going to be the best. Yeah, either it's going to be the best thing ever because out of that source material to make that either it's going to be the best thing ever or it's going to be the best train wreck ever. I'm just looking forward to see it. But it has Carl Urban in it. So I'm really, I don't know, I have to watch it because it has Carl Urban in it.
Well, you have to watch it and review it anyway. We want to know what's happening.
Right. So each of us have a thing that we're doing. Maddie's doing Heroes in Crisis. She's keeping up with that.
Yeah.
Kristen's doing Moonshine.
Boo. Sadly, yeah.
So I guess maybe you guys already talked about it, but Seth Rogen's a creator?
Yeah.
I'm interested then. Because I actually listened to him on a podcast recently on Armchair Expert with Dax Shepard, who I love.
I love Dax.
Oh, good.
Reading the podcast right now, and I'm like, I need to read it, or I need to listen to it because I love that.
You tell Reed to talk to me, but
I will.
So Seth was talking about how he's been to a lot of these comics for a long time, and so he has the current climate today with comic book fans and stuff. A lot of places will greenlit these comic book series into TV shows, and he's really passionate about bringing them. I was like, that's really cool to hear somebody who has the ability to do so, who's a fan, can bring this about. We'll see how The Voice goes, but I do like Seth Rogen, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Everyone's involved in it are pretty, but I just hope that it's okay to be past something. It's okay, this thing was probably created at a certain time when these things were cool, but it's no longer cool. And it's no longer cool to show that in order for a woman to get a job at a superhero, one of the, Justice League, the Justice League of that universe, is to give blowjob to all male members. It's not cool. It's not cool to show that. Mm-hmm. So
maybe they're going to gender swap the whole thing. Clearly, they're not.
No,
but,
no.
It should be bad. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but here's my question. Here's my thing. If first episode does not contain that scene, what are you going to show? That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's because that was issue 1. That was and because issue 2 began with her throwing up in the toilet.
Ugh.
That's what, and the thing is, the Wonder Woman equivalent told her, get ready to be, get used to this, because this is nothing. Because she was like, oh my, she thought that because she's also a woman, she was gonna help her with this, and she just kind of pushed her aside. That's page 1 of issue 2. I read this book 2 years ago. I remember every single page.
Did you buy it?
Oh, I bought it.
Did you sell it?
No. You know what I did? As soon as I finished
did you burn it?
No. As soon as I finished this, I took those books out of my apartment. I had to take
them outside.
I set it outside. I couldn't be in the same room with them. I set them outside. And then the next one, I'm like, these dumb books are still here. I couldn't take them to a library because I didn't want my librarian to judge me. And
yeah.
And then I'm like, no, I put it up on the I don't know, I think Comic Swap or whatever. I put it up there, and then I'm like, oh no. And so then I and someone bought it. I just put them in a box and then sent it out.
Were you like $1? Okay.
Just sent it out. Then I couldn't look at any of my DC comic books anymore. I couldn't read DC Comics. I used to hyperventilate every time I looked at DC comic books. And I think it's the first time I actually started DC comic book again after New Frontier. New Frontier brought me back because I'm like, okay, I need to do something. This is not healthy. This is not the best thing ever. So that's when I kind of read DC Comics. But the thing is, when I opened JSA by Jones, the Omnibus, I'm like, oh no! All my trauma came back. I'm like, this gotta go as. And then I sold that too. It's kind of weird to have that. It's not healthy at all. I'm just saying that this is what happened. But anyway, this wasn't anything what we wanted.
Who publishes it?
Dynamite.
Oh, okay.
It's by Dynamite. I don't know. It's one of those things I don't know what was going on. And the thing is, he wrote so many things for DC. So I don't think that he's, he doesn't have a good relationship with them. So
well, I'm sorry for your trauma. I'm glad you got the books out of your house. It's really good to keep toxic things out of your way.
But I'm also glad for that you allowed me to have this opportunity to have this therapy session, a live therapy session. So, but anyway.
Sometimes you gotta have it. If I could do it without spoiling Heroes in Crisis, I would.
Well,
but I'll hold that back.
Just tell everyone you're gonna spoil it. They can leave.
Yeah, You could just say spoiler alert.
How about I just don't? Okay, how about I just don't spoil who dies? I just won't do it, even though you should all know because it's everywhere. It's ridiculous. You can't escape it at all.
You all know.
I've been posting about it, but I won't spoil it. I will say though, I really feel like Tom King didn't bother to do any sort of research on his characters, or was just like, man, that guy's addicted to drugs, I guess. So, yeah, let's just make this story about it. Like, no, listen, Mr. King, I understand you want to change the addiction. That's fine, cool, but maybe don't just decide to change the reason. You could literally spend 5 minutes looking this up. That's it. Hi, I'm Arsenal, and I started taking pills because, being a superhero without superpowers is really hard, and and the doctors give you pills, and then you get more pills, and then I heard that pills hurt your kidneys, so now I'm like, then I went to the needle, but you gotta save people, huh? And I was like, oh my god, I was livid.
That's annoying.
You gotta be kidding me. Like, no. Like, I know this character, and maybe that's why I'm upset, but that's it takes 5 minutes. If you're going to use this Kai as your scapegoat for addiction at all times, fine, I guess, but, like, do it right, please. Man, and I don't even know about the other characters either, and I'm trying to catch up so I can, like, give a really good review on all of it, because Booster was kind of weird, and Harley was weird, because Harley was like, oh, I don't believe in trauma. And I was like,
what? No.
Girl, you've been dealing with your trauma. This has been a big thing for you. Yeah, exactly. I was like, you've been overcoming this. Like I get that you're damaged and everything else. We get it. You're Harley Quinn. You're damaged. Whatever. But she's come a long way in the comics. And I haven't read my deluxe.
Is that a direct quote?
Yes. Yes. It's just weird. It feels weird, and I'm hoping that this is all on purpose and that they weren't actually them, and it's fine. But like, and I know he's just gonna bring everybody back to life who died and whatever. But like, what are you doing? I don't understand. And this is the second time, Mr. King. Like,
oh yeah, he's your villain. He's
my villain origin story. Yeah, and I don't blame him for Batman number 50. Well, I still don't like it, but at the time I was like, well, it's not really his fault. It's DC marketing's fault, right?
Right.
For promising something they couldn't deliver, and for
or they were not planning on
so
it
much. Exactly. Like, just
they were
don't
not planning on it. Like,
if you didn't make a big thing about it, like
it
saying, hey, here's a million different issue covers, and here's the wedding album, and here's a wedding playlist. Here, guys, what's up? We're cool. Then Tom King wouldn't have had as much, like, people wouldn't have gone after him as much. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. I forgot. I kind of moved on from that one.
I only remember because now I'm in this Heroes in Crisis villain origin story, so
you're having another crisis.
Man, the art, though, is beautiful. I will say that. The art's beautiful. I'm still excited for the premise, maybe. Huh?
Is it Mitch Gerard? Who's the artist?
Oh, I don't know.
Whoever. It's okay.
Whatever. It's beautiful. And I worry that it's like we're going in Heroes in Crisis under the guise that, like, superheroes need to talk about their problems. And I was really excited it was going to be this, like, actual discussion about mental health in DC Comics, which would have been super cool. It's a super cool idea that the heroes have to go somewhere, talk about their problems. Like, that's really cool. And, it's, again, I love comics as a medium for, like, letting the nation kind of heal through things together. That means a lot to me. And I've definitely, like, I'm sure we've all had instances where we read a comic and we're like, oh man, this is kind of helping me work through something.
Right.
I wanted that to be this. And it's just like, somebody got murdered. Something's going on. Everybody's real edgy. I'm like, oh my God. And again, it's just issue 1.
Right.
But like, that's just how it feels right now. It just feels like it's like, well, mental illness is a really good, like, shtick we can use. Let's just sprinkle some in here. Oh, people will read this because people die. And they'll probably retcon it at the end. I'm just like, what a waste this is so far. And I'm still I'm gonna keep reading it because I'd like to know.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, after just one issue, this is how I feel. It's one of 7, so I think like with something that short, it's okay to be like, well, we don't have a ton of time in this little arc.
Right.
So this is your first one. That says a lot about everything else. But again, art's beautiful.
The
Booster looks beautiful.
what
I love him.
Like, I don't know, like this idea of like making a woman say that I don't believe in trauma.
It was weird. It was weird for Harley, I feel like, because she's come a long way from that. And you're making it seem like she doesn't believe in mental health, and she's
psychiatrist. She's a psychiatrist.
Psychiatrist.
She's a psychiatrist.
It was
That's
weird.
her job. Her job exists to deal with this. Like, what?
Yeah. And why make this but not I guess she needs somebody to talk to too, but like it would have been way cooler to have Sanctuary and have her be really somebody who's helping people there and not a patient, personally. I think that would have meant more for a character arc, especially because they did that earlier in Rebirth. She got in trouble for it, but it was really cute. Where she wasn't really in the villain game. She was just treating other villains for their problems and being their psychiatrist and therapist or whatever. And she kept meeting with these people, but then the Justice League thought she was up to something. And so they went and arrested her. But really, she was doing something really good. Okay. I think that's like the beginning of Suicide Squad for Rebirth or something. One of those. Or that or her personal comic. But it was really cute. But, Tom King can just do whatever he wants, I guess.
But that's unfortunate because I really do love Tom King.
Yeah.
So... Well, anyway, keep reading. Keep us posted. What happened?
Yeah, thanks for let me have my little rant, guys. I appreciate it. I hope it was... I think I did pretty well. I could have, super spoiled everything, and I didn't. So,
right, yeah.
But could have thrown your coffee mug. We understand.
Yeah. Do that. We completely understand. I mean, the thing is, this is exactly how I feel about, Ultimate Universe of Marvel. I'm like, why is everyone like that? Ugh. And it's also... Granted, that's an Elseworld story, so it's... it's not the same comparison. But then the spirit of, everyone is ugh, eesh. They're more realistic. I'm like, I don't care if we're realistic. I don't care. I don't want Captain America to be 1940s man. I don't know. That's
42 minutes in. Got it.
All right, got it. No, I said Captain America. I didn't say the beard, but I have to show the I didn't say the beard. Now I did. So, but come on, I have to show this picture because I saw this picture on Tumblr. I'm like, this is a bit much. What is this? This is too much. Just look at this. Oh my god.
So you immediately saved it to your phone.
Yes, immediately saved it to my phone. And then I'm like, no. Is that a photo? Is that someone that good look? What?
It's a work of art.
It's what?
Why is that on your phone background?
Huh? Because I don't want. It's okay.
You just want to save it on your phone, but not.
Yeah. No,
I'm obvious about it.
Yeah. I don't want to be super obvious about it. But I saw this picture. I had to send it to my friend Ryan right away. I'm like, this picture is a bit much. I'm not sure where this was taken. I'm like, how? If I saw that, I would have been in jail by now, guys. Yes.
You're this close anyway. So.
This close anyway. So might as well just go the whole way.
You might as well just turn yourself in at this point. I mean,
yeah, I'm like, hey, listen, I mean, you just need to stop me. It's a predestination. What is that movie called? Tom Cruise movie where they could see the people doing something before they would stop people. Minority Report. Yeah, kind of Minority Report situation. Guys, I would like to turn myself in for potential, stalking and just take me in.
Other issues.
And other issues. Just take me in. I'm a fangirl in crisis. I don't believe it.
That's your villain origin story.
What is it? I don't believe in trauma. I don't believe in personal bubble. All right. By the way, Maddie, I couldn't get a Katie Cook thingy for you, but instead, I got you.
Oh my god! Oh, for real! Oh my god! I wanted one so bad.
Yeah, this is like a Jenny Friesen, a cover gallery, and it's all Wonder Woman.
You make me so happy.
I told you she was gonna love that.
It's all like Wonder Woman stuff from her time in like in Rebirth. Like she did all the cover for, and
I love you.
oh, I know. This is volume 9, and she didn't have the other 8 volumes.
Really? I was wondering about that because, like, you can't really get. I guess she does sell them online.
Right. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing, though, because I asked her, I'm like, will there going to be a hardcover of all of them?
Like Omnibus?
Yeah, like for all of her cover pages and stuff. She's like, well, I mean, I have to look into it. But anyway, she also signed it for you.
Oh, that's awesome. I love her so much. And I thought about telling you guys, like, you should talk to her because, like, I'm in love with her.
Yeah, I did. And I also asked her, I'm like, do you and I said, I'm like, do you model your Wonder Woman based on Jennifer Connelly? She's like, absolutely. She's like, oh my God, a little me loved Labyrinth so much. And I wanted her to be Wonder Woman so much, but that's okay. We got Gadot. Like, she kind of went a little.
Ooh.
But then she's like, but I got this. I'm like,
That's
ooh,
great.
nice. I'm like, yeah. One of my friends was and I had a thing.
Yeah, because I collect her covers because I love her so
like,
much.
look at this. Like, she's like Jennifer Connelly. So anyway, so I got this. So I actually supposed to give it to Omar so that he could take it to you, but I forgot. But that's okay. So I'll get your address and then send it your way. But
well, thank you.
Yeah. So anyway, so that was like a little. I don't know where we started. We started went to like whole nervous breakdown about the boys.
It's okay. I think you were probably holding that one in for a couple of years.
Oh my God, it's been so. No, listen, the whole nervous breakdown about the JSA, that was not good. That was not good because I actually opened the book to say that, I want to read this,
Mm-hmm.
I was hyperventilating because as soon as the whole front picture is like everyone's like, kind of standing there with it. And they all look so there's a Bangla term which means cat. Cat means really not fashionable or like someone who tries too hard. I don't understand like the words for it,
Mm-hmm.
And I saw, and that's kind of like, what the boys kind of portrays of this other B-list or C-list characters to be, like this cat, like, this idea. Like, I don't know how to explain it. There's no English equivalent word for it. I saw that picture. I'm like, oh my God, these are like bunch of super, who are these people? I don't care for any one of them. They're so unglamorous. That's probably the closest word for it. Unglamorous, and it automatically triggered everything I remember from panel 1 to last panel, like my brain just did a whole thing, and I dropped the book, I ran to the thing, I was actually like hovering over my toilet for like, I was like, oh my God, guys, oh my God. And then I took a picture, put it up for sale. I'm like, and then everyone's like, oh my God, you gotta read this. This is the best. Like, then it's a whole conversation about how much I should be reading this. I'm like, let it go. Everyone, I didn't want it to have this whole episode and talk about this over there. I just like, no. And then finally, I took that sale off. Where did Maddie go? Anyway.
Oh, we dropped it.
And then, yeah. So, anyway.
That book personally victimized you.
It's personal. It's personal, guys. It's not, there's like sometimes you're like, oh, it's just a book. I understand it's just a book.
So have you been able to read JSA again since?
What?
Have you been able to read JSA again since that? As like, has enough time passed?
No.
Man.
I can't.
Oh.
No, but I'm telling you, it's not my fault. It's really
it's
not
obviously not your fault.
It's
the boys' fault.
It's the boys' fault. And the thing is, like, here's the thing, though, because there is Marvel equivalent characters in there, but they're not. It's maybe because, I don't know, like, for some reason, they're, like, super weird. Like, it could be, like, whatever. There's not a connection. Like, it's not, you're like, this character could be anyone. Like, but the DC characters are so DC characters, like you were like, there is no separation between. It just like it did this thing to me. I was like, I'm like, I couldn't. That is gone again.
Oh.
But
She's gonna go
anyway.
read The Boys. She'll be back.
She'll be back. But anyway, it's like a personal victimization. And I don't know. I feel like if I watch the series, maybe that will be my healing process. I don't know.
Because hopefully it's not the same. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so.
But then what's the point? I don't understand.
The point is to help you out. They're like, we know we caused some trauma. It's not good. We gotta help her out. She needs to read JSA again.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I don't know. Like, this is one thing I wanted to kind of mention. If anyone out there who's kind of getting into the comic book or any kind of creative business, if you are a storyteller, for the love of God, I'm begging you, I'm personally begging you, please, in order to show how one person hated their father, please, 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 please take it from me. Do not show that person to be pissing on their father's grave or their father's dead body. Please don't do that. Please don't. Just don't. I stopped watching House of Cards as soon as that happened. I can't. This is like one thing. I can't. There's something about it. It's so fundamentally stupid. And like, it's like, okay, I get it. You hate your father. Just say that. I'm not close to my father. You don't have to show that. You don't.
See, I never got into House of Cards. And now, obviously, I couldn't. So that's okay with me. Like, I'm like, cool, I don't have to deal with that, and I don't have to deal with,
at that time, there was none of these things came out about him, you know.
I'm saying I missed the boat.
Right, and the thing is, like, he played like a super creepy, like, you know, the thing is, like, we already knew Frank Underwood is a crazy character. Like, you showed it in the first season when he killed a dog, first episode when he killed a dog. Like, you know, he just choked a dog, and I'm like, great, he's a very, but then in his father, like, you know, he actually pissed on his father's grave. So in The Boys, Butcher, the character Butcher, pissed on his father's coffin, like, you know, the one with the father's dead body. And it's not, at least the House of Cards was like, he actually had the coffin open and then pissed on his father's face. I'm like, great. It didn't matter that he killed a bunch of molested children that was sexually assaulted. It didn't matter that he killed a bunch of them in like issue 12 or 10. We needed to have this in issue like 60. To show that, oh my God, how edgy he is. So please, for the love of God, do not do this to your characters. Like, just don't. Just say that, I hate my father, I wish he is dead. I'm glad he's dead. It's enough. It's enough to show how much this character hated their father. It's enough.
What I've learned is I'm never going to read The Boys. That's what I've learned today. We don't learn something every day. That's what I've learned. It's not happening.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm serious. No, I mean, it's the first issue. First issue.
I don't want to.
And the thing is, like, my heart was actually beating fast. I'm like, this is not going to end well for her, because she was like, you know, from Middle America, like this goody two shoe girl. And then I'm like, oh no, and then in the end he's like, okay, one more thing to do, and then he takes his pants off, like, suck it or something. And then there's four others showed up, and then he just looks horrified. End of issue 1. Issue 2, she's throwing up in the bathroom.
Yeah, that makes me want to throw up again.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God. Oh.
So I think the ultimate crossover episode for the Omnibros and the Fangirls would be you talking about The Boys and all the boys talking about The Boys and trying to understand why. Because I'd like to know.
I think, like, and this is very harsh to say that. It's probably extremely harsh for me to say that, but please forgive me. I don't have enough patience for someone who tries to convince me otherwise when it comes to The Boys.
Oh, that's fair. I was joking. It's fair.
No, I know, but I really don't have much patience for someone, like, you know, like, who tries to convince me otherwise. So the thing is, I actually posted the review in my group, in the group, about, like, this is the craziest thing I've read. I still want you to read it. You know, I still want people to read it, despite everything that happens, just to understand. And then every single person who said, I love The Boys, over the last 2 years, they have all been banned for some other reason. I I have actually gone back and I saw it, and I'm like, oh, so these are the type of people who loves the boys. And I am actually kind of mortified if someone, like, if someone says that they love the boys, I automatically have a kind of like a distant, like, I automatically go back. Like, there is like, I mean, it's just like, I'm like, okay, so you do not know you actually do not understand the plight of women. Like, I'm sorry, like, it's probably a harsh thing to say. It's super harsh thing to say, and that's probably 100% not true. I mean, you can probably say that.
Well, I think we all have those things where it's like, wait, you like this? I'm questioning who you are.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm questioning who are you now? Like, I mean, and it's one of those, like, that's, So anyway, okay, I think I talked enough about this, but
I loved it.
Thank you.
I love it.
But I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch the TV show. As soon, when is it coming out? It's coming out very soon because I'm going to watch
review it.
Yes.
Episode 1, I want to know what's going on.
Yes, and I have Amazon Prime, so because that's also another thing. Like, this one guy, like, I really like. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It's fine. I'm gonna watch this. But the thing is, if the first episode do not have this, then my question is, do not have that scene. My question is, what's the point? And if that scene do have it, so it's a lose-lose situation. Because if that scene do have it, I'm like, which asshole? Like, then I have to go back and see behind the scene creative. Obviously, I think that issue's gonna be there because if there is no women in the creative team, they're not gonna know. They're not gonna understand. They're gonna, oh my god, look at it, we're being so edgy. Did you see that? Anyway, I'll let you know. I'll let you all know.
Definitely do.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So
just like I want Maddie's review of Titans when it comes out.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That's soon too. And I went ahead and ordered I'm so glad my buying ban's over, you guys. But I made another big order this week from IST, and I have the next Titans trade coming to me. Mm-hmm. That's like the end of that group because they've changed the groups and lineups in DC because it was like kind of the OG crew, like Wally West / Donna Troy, Roy Harper Arsenal, Nightwing, Tempest, who is Aqualad. I always just call him Garth because I think that's the silliest name possible for an Atlantean. Yeah, I'm from Atlantis. My name is Garth. And then there's Omen, I think is her name. But that was a group, and then they broke up. So it's just the final one, so I could see finally what happened because I don't know.
It's the same thing as like Game of Thrones. Kevin. So there is like Tyrion Lannister's uncle is Kevin.
Kevin, I love that. I think
Kevin Lannister. I'm like, what?
That sounds like a guy who's just really into Game of Thrones and just like decided to take the last name Lannister.
No, but that's the real name from the show, from the book.
I love it.
Tywin's brother's name is Kevin.
And I think it's good to have names like that because if Tempest's name was not Garth, I don't think I would have grown to love him as much. I would have been like, okay, he's cool. But because his name is Garth, I have like ripped on him so much for the past couple years. And like, I just go out of my way to just give Tempest a hard time. Yes. And so I want to do like a Titans cosplay group where we just kind of make fun of Garth the whole time. Because I love it. But anyways, yeah, we'll see how that show's going to be. The more I see of it, the more they release photos, I'm like, oh. No, but the little bitty like short where Dick Grayson is talking to Jason Todd. That was I was like, oh, this is right. This is good. But I know that's going to be one little minuscule thing probably of the whole thing. So I was like, oh, that's a real normal human interaction. But that shouldn't be my reaction to that. That's based on everything else. Like if that's in contrast to everything else we've gotten, I'm just like, oh yeah, that's on character. That's nice.
So hang on. So there's gonna be Dick Grayson and Jason Todd?
Yeah, Jason Todd's in it as well. So, but Jason Todd, I think what they're doing, even though I do it differently, but that's fine. So, like, Dick Grayson is still Robin also, but he's like
Okay.
left Batman. Which,
Okay.
to me, if you're going to do that, go ahead and do Nightwing. What are you doing? Fine, whatever. And Jason Todd is the new Robin. I wonder if they're going to kill him.
And is he the one who said fuck Bat? Who said fuck?
Dick Grayson said fuck Batman, which was weird. And I know that there's like a whole other side of the internet that's like, excuse me. Like, listen, Batman made him into a weapon. And he's very upset about it.
Oh my god!
You don't understand.
I like your internet
Didn't you
impression.
read Grayson? He used guns in there. I'm like, okay, Nightwing is like white. He's like white bread with like a little bit of a kick, and I like him that way.
Right.
But like, Dick Grayson's not going around saying "fuck Batman." Excuse me, Maddie. Haven't you read this one comic? No, I haven't. I've read all the other comics though. He doesn't act like that in there. He doesn't act like that in Titans. Titans is my thing.
I love it.
I want Alfred to like show up and be like, "Young man, excuse you. We do not talk like this. Master Dick, excuse me." Like Jason Todd says shit like that, and it makes sense. Like he can say that.
Master Dick. Please stop saying fuck.
Yeah, please stop this. Everyone's so disappointed in you, and they're bringing in Donna Troy, like episode 10 of Titans or something, and that's my girl. That's my girl, and I'm so scared.
How do you know about episode 10 already?
They've released like the episode titles.
Okay.
And there's an episode titled Donna Troy.
Okay.
So I have no idea what they're gonna do with her. Which, granted, DC Comics never knows what they're gonna do with her. There's so many issues called "Who is Donna Troy?" Like, I mean, at least 10 issues where the title is "Who is Donna Troy?" So I don't know what's gonna happen in this show, but I'm still eager to try it.
Okay.
I'll probably be upset.
Okay, so this is we all get this assignment, and we actually wanted to ask the viewers about giving us assignment of things things that are going to be terrible for us, but we have to kind of soldier through. But seems like we have kind of assigned ourselves.
But if you guys have any ideas of things we should be checking out, let me know.
Yeah, like terrible things that, and we're not talking about terrible things like, oh, it's super misogynist. No, that's gonna be terrible. We all know it. Those shit are terrible. It's fine. I'm talking about things, I don't know, what are like things that people don't like, but we just have to kind of soldier through, like, bad movies kind of thing. So let us know that we can. So we're gonna be doing. Chris is still gonna be reading Moonshine.
Unfortunately.
Because I think you should actually move on to 100 Bullets instead.
Should I?
There's like 100 issues of this. So, and see that if you can soldier through that.
Okay.
And Maddie's going to keep us up to date about Titans and Heroes in Crisis. And I'm going to keep up to date about The Boys. When is it coming out? Can someone tell us?
Let me look it up.
Yes, please. Yeah, so they can't win this with me. Because first of all, how dare you move away from the source material? And second of all, how dare you put the source material in there? I'm going to be one of those people. So anyway, all right. So what else I did in the con? That's a question. I don't think I did anything else. I don't remember what else I did. I met Dan Slott. He was super nice. Nicest person ever.
I saw that video. That was good.
Yeah. Right, so I kind of made a video for Tyler Blount. He's a huge Spider-Man fan. He's like the Spider-Man expert. And Dan Slott's run, obviously, because he did the most Spider-Man, even broke the record for Stan Lee. So he's like a super Dan Slott fan too. So I just kind of told him, I'm like, well, can you give a shout out to my friend Tyler? He's not here, and then he just did that. So. Yeah, it's like if you want to see that, go to our Facebook group, Omnibus Swap. What is that? What is this group called? I'm an admin, I should know. Omnibus Collectors Swap Group.
The swapping community, yeah.
Swapping community, and also I don't think we're accepting new members. So too bad. But if you see that, if you say that you support my meltdown about the boys, I'll let you in.
You have the power.
Clark Nato says that The Boys comes out next year.
Oh, okay. So in the meantime.
Oh.
In the meantime.
I thought it was like tomorrow.
Oh yeah, for some reason I thought that too. I thought that it's coming out in November. Okay, so in the meantime, if there is something that it's gonna irritate the living daylight out of me, but if you still want me to read it, so let me know. Either leave us a comment or kind of let us know over the DM at Fangirlz Assemble in our Instagram. I'll try to kind of accommodate that.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, it will be fun. It'll be a fun thing that we'll do for you. We'll read it so you don't have to, kind of thing.
That's good.
Yeah. All right. So, what else do you ladies want to talk about? I feel like we just yelled at each other.
Can I show a thing? I'm going to show a thing.
Yeah.
Next month is Reed's birthday, so I got him something, and he wanted it now because that's what he does.
I was like, Reed's watching this show, Kristen.
He's already seen it. He demanded it. So that is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in Usagi Yojimbo. Ooh. This is the variant from the Stan Sakai shop. So that means he did a little sketch in it.
Aww.
Nice.
And that's really fun. So yeah, I haven't read any of this, so I have nothing to say about it other than it looks cool, and that's a pretty cool sketch, guys.
Nice. Someone in the comments says something about Outcast.
Yeah, I know Jess hated that. I remember that.
Okay. So...
Wow, and Jess doesn't hate anything, he says.
Just stuff he pours root beer on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah!
So that's... Okay, I'm going to... Outcast. I actually have the first... I think I have the first deluxe of that.
I think I read that first trade, like, a few years ago.
Okay. All right.
I don't know.
So you're going to get... so is that from Stan Sakai's website?
Yes. And if you ever want them to even send you a shipping notification, they're not going to do it, apparently. It just showed up after like a week, and I was like, I hate that. I don't know about you all, but I hate that, and it made me so upset. Because I thought it was lost, or they never shipped it or anything. I don't know. But it has a lot of extra stuff in the back. It's pretty cool looking.
Oh, okay. So have you read Usagi?
No, I haven't. I haven't. I feel like I should.
Everyone talks about it.
I know I should, but I haven't.
Yeah, so the thing is, like, and this is something I'm a terrible, I feel like a terrible person. Well, there's a lot of different things about me to feel terrible about. But there was Kemi Jacob from the group. He was doing this thing about doing a round of sending the first volume of Usagi to people. I have the first volume. I haven't read it yet, and I should.
Yeah,
I should read it and then send it back. I'm going to do it tomorrow, I promise. And if I haven't done it yet, by next weekend, well, too bad. I'm just going to do that post. I'm going to do it the following weekend. But, just hold me accountable, someone, because I feel like I need to be held accountable for this. So I'm going to read the first book and get back. I'm just kind of very scared to read it because my friend Ryan really likes it. And what if I don't? Then I'm going to have to be in a situation where it's like, I kind of don't.
Yeah, that happened with us. So that's fine. We got through it.
Yeah. Friends have to support each other.
Yeah, I know. But the thing is, like, it's his identity. Like, he actually have...
that's his picture, right?
Yeah, that's Ninja Rabbit. It's him. Yeah. I'm not still... Like, so it's like a little bit different. I don't know if I can just get away with it. If you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. But anyway, all right. Yeah. Okay. So it just showed up.
Yeah, it showed up a bit ago. I'm gonna show you another thing. Because it showed up for me. I backed the Kickstarter. We kind of talked about it once, I think. Sarah Grayley and her husband. I forget if they got married yet.
I want to pick those up. Yeah, I think they're just engaged. Why do I know that?
I think they are engaged. You know that because it's in this book, which is online.
Right.
But yeah, it's a little webcomic that Sarah writes with him and draws, and they're super cute. This is the first book.
Right.
Reed actually backed this for me because, like, I really, really, really wanted to read it, and I love Sarah Grayley. So he got this book signed to Buffy and Willow because we're nerds. She did a little sketch in it, and that's pretty cute. But this is the first one. Did you see it?
Yeah, I have seen the things. So cute.
but they're cute little, and they have like 4 cats, so it's very relatable to me. I only have 2 guys, don't worry, but but it's just about the relationship and their life. This is the brand new one.
I know.
And they're so freaking cute and funny. They're so funny.
It's so good. Honestly, I'd recommend to anyone. It's such a fun, and they're all like short little things.
Yeah, just like 1 page, like little stories. It so makes you feel good. It just makes you feel good.
I identify with her so much.
Oh my gosh, right?
So after reading that, like I read like a couple of comic strip, like, you know, by them. Guys, today is all about all the things that Furya have nervous breakdown about.
Oh.
So I read that, and it was actually the same weekend when after reading that, I went to, like, I read a couple of their things because I knew about them, but then I don't think I actually kind of looked into it. Then it just, one of those things, something in Tumblr showed up, and I kept on reading one comic strip after another. And then the following day, I think, I went to see Infinity War. You know where this is going.
Yes.
And the thing is that the couple, like, you know, he's bearded, and it was so cute. And then I was thinking about
because the beard, right?
Yeah, I want that beard on the screen to have this relationship with me.
So if we ever meet her, we're gonna have her. We'll commission her to do an art of you and
you
Chris Evans
with Chris Evans' beard, but just the beard. Yeah,
like just the beard, not his face.
And then, you know, remember I had the whole nervous breakdown about I'm never gonna have him. I'm like, you know, that. But at least I recovered from that one a little bit. But I think it took me a couple of days. Like, there was like I was crying. I was openly weeping. Like, I just bursted into tears. People thought that I'm crying because of the ending of Infinity War, but I don't know. This is my 8th time watching it. I'm already over this. It's just like the tears of sorrow that I'm never going to have that. Oh my god, guys, those are real. As Maddie said, it's okay to be depressed about some bullshit.
It's okay. It's okay to cry over it.
It happens to all of us. Yeah.
But yeah, they're super cute though. So I didn't know they were kickstarting. Oh damn! I would have totally like backed that.
It was a while back, but next time I know they'll have like this is only volume 2, so they'll come out with another one.
Okay. So I actually recently saw Tumblr post. I was actually meant to send it to you guys as well. They put that all the webtoon characters with their creators, and just to see how similar they are, because most of this comic most of this like strip creators are kind of basing it on their real life anyway, and then they look very similar to them. Yeah. It was really awesome to see that. So, but these two guys, they
do like a webtoon, or like a web. I guess some of them are called webtoons, but like a web comic like episode. I need to read more of them, but I think that'd be really fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, but wait, is webtoon? What is that? Like, is there?
Well, there's also like a website, I think it's called Webtoon, where a lot of people, and I could be wrong, maybe it's something else, maybe somebody in the chat can help me, but there's a lot of websites now that like support like webcomics. So I've read a lot of like Korean ones through there, and I know even Comfort and Adam, who did my commission, they had physical copies of their books, but they also just recently re-uploaded it to one of those sites too. So I think a lot of people are making that move. Not everybody. Some people just stick to Tumblr and stuff like that. But
yeah, because I feel like that's like kind of the Image Comics of comic strip.
Yeah,
like, if you know what I mean. Like, you know, those like
it's probably easy to read like that too. Plus, you can discover like other ones real easy.
Yeah, you know how Image Comics, like, you know, the creator-owned things, but for books. But you know, well. That's really good. I'm gonna keep an eye. So yeah, next time they go on the Kickstarter, please let me know.
Yeah,
I'd love to back it. But one of the ones that I recently am reading. Another person I actually met is Danny O'Neill. He is the writer of The Question, and you know, he's I'm actually really enjoying it. I'm on the second trade so far, and that's issue 12. It's very much in the same line of Mike Grail's Green Arrow, and there's something that I was telling the guys today over lunch is that Vic Sage, he's the person, like he's the protagonist of this. It's kind of strange, but I don't think there has been another character put on paper, like put on comic or any media, that is like a picture perfect version of me. Like in terms of in terms of personality wise, like a lot of the things that Vic says, I can't put on a mask and become a question. So that's not what I'm talking about. But
are you sure?
No. But his attitude towards life and a lot of things are kind of very similar to me. So people are like, oh my God, yeah, he's like an asshole. And then he goes through all this thing. I'm like, is he an asshole? Like, I'm like, oh, wait, what are you talking about? I don't find him that much of an asshole. But anyway, so I did get to meet Danny O'Neill. He's very, like, he's been around for a very long time, and he wasn't doing very well. His hands were shaking a lot, but it was very amazing for him to kind of sit down there and then actually talk to his fans and everything. And I told him that I really loved it, and he's like, yeah, it's one of the best things I've ever done. So yeah, so I'm kind of reading this as well. Another interesting person I met was Ramona Friedon. So I actually didn't know about it, but Tyler Chu kind of introduced me to about her work. Like, she's been around for a very, very long time, and I think she's also the co-creator of Metamorpho. And she was, like, I think since the very beginning of the Golden Age, Silver Age, Golden Age. Well, she's 91, so she's been around a very long time and doing a lot of arts in both. I think mostly for DC, and I think some for Marvel as well. And she was a very lovely person to talk to, because I was like, oh my God, like, you've been there, like, like women in the industry at that time. How was it? She's like, it was really good, but I'm really tired now. Like, it was very
fair. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, because I'm like, how's the con going for you? He's like, I'm very tired, like, So then Kristen and I just before the show began kind of looked up how she's 91. She's like, oh my God, that's like, and yeah. So, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So she's like, yeah, I sold everything within like first hour I sat down. So I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm really tired and I want to go home, and I can't sleep in my hotel.
Hey, I can appreciate the woman's honesty.
Yeah, exactly.
She's saying what we all want to say.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think like after the age of like 60, you don't care anymore what you say. But it's okay. Like, she's like, and I'm like, yeah, it's okay. I was like, oh my God, you were saying. So yeah, that was like another interesting person that I met. But I didn't show this to you, Maddie, yet. But look at this.
So cute.
Like,
I love it. I love that you've gotten so into Inhumans.
Oh my God.
Because now you can just recommend stuff to me. Because, like, I mean, I don't have that much of a
Inhuman.
I haven't read that much of them.
Yeah, but I'm now crushing so hard on Inhumans. Like, not all of them, but just like like my love for like good-looking people being in love and all that shit. And then the thing is like, I'm just crushing really hard, like on Black Bolt and Medusa. I'm just trying to. I'm still trying to understand what goes on in the bedroom, because he can't make a sound. So, what goes on? That's. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of.
They have to play music, duh. Like,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Well, they also have that like secret meetup spot in his head.
Oh, that's a good point.
Or something. Maybe they look like they're just like hanging out, but secretly they're not. They're in the headspace doing stuff.
And then someone walk into the bedroom. It's like they're just sitting there. But in the headspace, a lot more action going on. It's like It's like there was this one comic, it's a Harry Potter thing. So Kristen, apologies, you may not understand. Like there's this one cartoon, it's like Snape walked into. Oh, how much you read? Yeah, go read.
I'm just gonna start reading every time you mention stuff. Okay, fine. Here we go.
Oh, you're reading.
So there's this one thing, like it's like like Snape walks into the room, and then he sees that Snape, Dumbledore, and Harry just have their head in the pensive, like like that. So the way pensive work, you go into the other person's memory to kind of go, but in order to do that, you have to kind of put your head in, put the memory in a basing kind of thing, and put your head in there to kind of see the thing. So it's never explained very well in the book, but it's like someone drew the cartoon that both of their heads, like, and then Snape is like, okay, and just walk right out. So I just kind of had that vision. It's like, yeah, they have their head space where they go in to do it, but if someone walks in, it's just the two of them just. Oh God, this is too funny. I'm just trying to want to get to the bottom of this. So I'm gonna read every single Inhuman issues, trying to figure out what happens to them, what are they up to. But anyway, they're really good looking people. I'm enjoying reading their books and stuff. So yeah, but I'm also reading Monstress. So have either of you heard about this?
I've read most of that trade, and then I got distracted.
Own the first volume,
so I need to go back.
Okay.
I liked what I read.
Right. So this is like a very, very interesting, intricate, like a world building. Like there's a lot going on, guys.
It's dark too.
Yeah, it's very dark because in first issue, speaking of dark and first issue being weird, there's like a child that's heads get chopped off. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's not a human child, but there's a lot of. It's a very interesting world. It's not like it's an epic fantasy kind of thing, but the art is just mesmerizing. Like, like look at this. Like, if you can see it, it's just. Oh my God, so intricate and so much. Oh, that's just an empty one space. Just so much going on. Just look at the details of the buildings and everything.
Even just like in her eyes, like it's amazing.
Oh yeah, and that's also another thing. Like look at this.
Yeah.
Like look at the eyes. Oh my God, I'm like I don't understand why this doesn't have a hardcover yet. Like of all the book, this is the one. Yeah, this is the one, and I am so into like I really want to know what's happening because it's kind of slowly builds the world. So every issue has like a last page of it where there's Kristen, you're gonna love it because there's a lot of cats in it.
Yeah, there's a talking cat.
Yeah, there is a talking cat. So if you're a cat person, this is going to be your thing. But the thing is, like, they started doing that, I think, after issue 2. This is chapter 2. Hold on, where is it?
I think I got a few issues in. And because there is that slow world build, I think something shiny happened and I got distracted.
Yeah.
So.
But the thing is, like, they have these pages where the cat kind of gives you a background of what happens because you were kind of starting it after a big war happened and how, things are not going very well for a lot of people and then how they're coming back and all that. But it's like a lot of violence, a lot of dark, stuff. And it's like a combination of Eastern fable and the Western, stuff. So I'm really enjoying this. I'm already in like halfway through the second trade. So the third trade is already out. So I would actually recommend that. And speaking of Inhuman, Maddie, you should read the Charles Soule run because I recently read this and it's very I think like it's better to read the Inhuman by Paul Jenkins first. And if you kind of already read that, you know who is who, and then you've already read Hickman's Avengers, so you know what's happening on that side. So this is kind of after the Terragenesis bomb goes off in Hickman's Avengers, then what happens to the Inhuman? Like it's like a plot that comes out of that.
Okay,
so,
I'm down.
Yeah. So that's kind of it's like 14 issue with one annual, and it's really I really enjoyed it. It's not something that you're gonna be oh my God, this is the best thing ever, but it's really, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I have nothing else to say.
I've been getting back into reading, so I haven't been reading a lot. I felt like for like whatever I'm reading for the show, but I was also in Japan for 2 weeks, so maybe that's why. So a lot of my time was spent like getting ready for that trip and everything. But I've been doing a lot more reading this week and digging into my DC comics that I've already bought that I haven't read yet. So I finished up Detective Comics Deluxe Edition Volume 2.
Oh, okay.
And Batman Deluxe Edition Volume 2. And read Supergirl Volume 1 because I hadn't read the Rebirth one of that yet. Although I think because I read Supergirl being super first, it made that harder to get into because Supergirl being super was perfect. Superb. Yeah, I mean it was perfect. It was a great comic. I loved it. So I don't know. Batgirl and Birds of Prey Volume 3 was fantastic. I love that comic. I don't know if everybody else is into that, but I loved it the whole time. It was great. I'm gonna be really sad to see it go. And there's a huge like A-Force like moment because like they're in Gotham and all of the men are sick. There's some like pathogen that's gone out and it's just completely debilitated all the men in Gotham. And so they could tell that the women were immune, so all the women like team up. So it's not just like Batgirl and Huntress and Black Canary, but it's also like the Gotham City Sirens basically. You've got Harley Quinn and I think Harley's in there. Yeah. Although she was weird because she was like, I gotta save Joker. And I was like, what's this? But anyways, Poison Ivy, Catwoman, and then like Wonder Woman shows up, and you've got Batwoman, and you've got all these other people. And it was awesome. I never see anything like that in DC. I don't know if it's happened before. I hope that it has, but if it hasn't, well, it was great to read. So even if you just read it for that moment, it's really, really cool.
Who is it by again? Sorry, you mentioned it last time. I asked you the exact same question last time.
Oh man, let me look. I don't know.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It's okay. I can look it up. But that's a Rebirth Birds of Prey.
Yeah, I really, really like it. I don't know what everybody else feels about it, but I really enjoyed it. Oh, and I read that Sugar, that one.
Oh yeah, how was that?
I really liked it. I guess they also wrote what, Sunstone or something. I never read like an American comic erotica. I've never. It was really interesting and kind of odd to read. I like the art still. The art felt very like a Korean manga. Is what it felt like. Because some of the art felt a little stale at parts, and it felt like I'd like to see if they have like a range as far as like drawing people, because it felt like maybe they didn't, but I still like the art. But it just reminded me of like if you read a Korean manga, you can tell they don't know how to draw like anybody outside of a certain age,
right?
and then everyone kind of looks the same, and like it's just I don't know, and it gave me a lot of that kind of feeling. But the story was cute, and it was cute for what it was. Okay. And I'd be interested to read the other series. It felt like a Harlequin romance novel kind of deal, but in a comic. That's kind of cool.
So is this ongoing or? Yeah,
so this is part of like it's 3 volumes, I think, and this is the first one that just came out. And it's called Sugar, and it's like a sugar daddy relationship kind of deal. Ooh. Where like this
Tell me more.
Yeah, there's a lot of sex in it. This girl, she's like trying to make it through school because she's working 2 jobs while she's in school, like 2 or 3 jobs. And she kind of hooks up with this guy who's coming out of a divorce. He doesn't really know. He's not ready to like enter the dating arena, I guess, just yet, because like his wife like super cheated on with somebody younger and all this stuff. But they meet up and they kind of like each other, and they spend the night. Ooh. And he happens to see, I guess she just has like her tuition notice on the table or something, and he's like, this is the most like Asian drama stereotype ever.
Right.
Because it's like he sees, it's like, well, and he leaves her money, and she's like, what are you doing? I'm not a prostitute. Like, fuck you. What is this? And he's like, no, I just like I saw you're having a hard time. Like, I can help. I've got money. Like, you know, and it eventually develops into this thing. It's like, hey, I'd love to spend time with you on the weekends, you know? So like, we'll spend time together and I'll give you money. And she's like, well, and she just has to really to get through school. It ends up working out for both of them. And she's like, I just won't fall in love with him. But she does, of course. And so it's one of those. I'm not sure how it's going to develop around 3 volumes of this, but it is the most, I like it because I love cheesy Asian dramas like that. I eat them up, even if I know they're cheesy and dumb. Like, I know how this is going to play out. But I really liked it.
Maddie,
and it's a little sexy.
Maddie, you have to watch Crazy Rich Asians.
I want to watch it so bad. I just want somebody
to watch it. Like,
I just need somebody to go with me to go see it.
I haven't read it. No,
I've been wanting to read it for years.
My boss is Chinese, and she saw it twice in one weekend, and like just raved and told the whole office about it. She's like, you've got to watch it. I'll go with you. Like, I would have seen it like again in the same day, but I had something else to do.
Okay. I wouldn't recommend doing that, but I do recommend you seeing it because it's very cheesy. Like everything that you're talking about, that you love it. Like, it's like, go watch it because there is certain moments that the way people in my theater reacted, I'm like, people, please stop. But then again, I reacted the exact same way when the beard showed up first time in Infinity War in IMAX. So people had that kind of reactions about other, like, you know, if you want to kind of adjust it. So I'm like, everyone, please calm down. It's okay. It's really okay. Everyone, please.
I love stuff like that. So I would totally fall for it. Like, I don't care.
No, there was, I think like the weirdest thing was in Thor Ragnarok, when Chris Hemsworth, you know, after the beatdown he gets, Thor is shirtless and showed up. This woman, the way she gasped, I wish I had like a glass of cold water and then just do it. I'm like, ma'am, please control yourself.
But really, you were just like, why can't I act that way openly in public?
Did she like flip out a big fan and just start, you know?
No,
the vampires.
So I'm in Baltimore, you know. So anyway, so she was like a very one of those. I'm not trying to be racist here, people, but she's a very, like, you know, heavy-set Black woman, and she actually went, "Whoa, lordy!" Like, I was like, "What the hell?" Everyone in the theater bursted laughing. It was the best thing ever because she screamed. So it was like under a breath or this. She just couldn't. It just like just came out that way.
I love that.
That's great.
And then, you know, so when the whole beard thing came out, I just went. But anyway, so yeah, so Crazy Rich Asian, if you just go, and there's like a lot of moments like that, but I'm like everyone, please calm down, control yourself, people, please. But it has a lot of cheesiness. So the second volume is going to be called Spice, and the third one, Everything Nice.
That would be great.
Or it's gonna be Sugar Too.
Just sugar.
Sugar. Okay.
They call each other Sugar too. Like, she works at one of those diners, and so she like calls people Sugar. Oh. And then like after they got together, he started calling her Sugar, like at home. So that was kind of cute.
Oh, interesting. Well, keep us posted how it develops. Let us know. Okay.
Oh, hey. I'm on volume 4 of All New Wolverine.
Ooh!
I'm having a lot of feelings, you guys.
Oh, Lord.
I'm also having a lot of art feelings because some of these artists they I'm like, ooh, I don't like this.
Yeah, I know.
If they just could have kept with the first one.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because there's one thing, like Laura looks like a 50-year-old woman in one panel, but then back to looking like herself the next.
Yes, I think that's exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, the art is not something to be desired. It left a lot to be desired. Yeah. But how are you enjoying the story, though?
I'm loving it.
Loving it. It's so good. How much do you love Jonathan?
Jonathan is the best. If he dies, I'm gonna cry.
I've been worried about it since I started reading it. I was like, if anything happens to Jonathan, I will murder someone.
Yeah. I'm having a big emotional reaction to Jonathan. So I feel that.
I want
For people who haven't read it, Jonathan's the actual literal Wolverine, which is the best thing they could have possibly done.
Yeah, I want like a stuffed Jonathan. Like that's what I want.
Yeah, it's like I want Jonathan and Lockjaw wrote like buddy.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
When we get our comic, I'm sure there's already been one, but I just want a comic of all those like animals hanging out.
Well, here's this. I got this for $5 today. Lockjaw.
He's such a good boy. He's such a good boy.
It's actually who's a good boy. I just love this one though because he takes down Thanos. Yeah, it's a Lockjaw, canine master of time. So he just is like Thanos is like, oh, I'm my Infinity Gauntlet. He just comes and takes it. Just takes it. They're like, oh no, I'm gonna go like for an Infinity Belt, and then he comes and takes the belt, and then he goes like, he has another idea. He takes the boot, and
I love it. It's canon. You see it here, guys.
Yeah, it's completely canon. It's like, no, dog, stay away from my unlimited underwear, bad dog. And then he comes and he takes it, and it's like, yeah, and because he goes on become a pet for Miss Marvel. So yeah, Miss Marvel comes back home and to find all of Thanos' clothes.
That's great.
I love this dumb shit too much. But anyway, yeah, so that's that. Speaking of, there's also one question I wanted to ask you, Maddie, because you were big into cosplay. So, I wasn't sure what to feel about that. And this is me being a complete, oh my god, judgy, Carl clutching, whatever. There was this one couple in front of us. We were waiting for a line for dance slot, and there was this one couple in front of us. She was dressed up as Jessica Jones from the comic, that white with the blue and everything.
Yeah.
He was dressed up as a purple man, and they're a couple. I don't know.
I think that just happens sometimes, and it leads to very weird situations when you see them in person. And I've seen people cosplay from the same series, but then it happens to be like family members, and just unfortunately the people cosplaying them are a couple, and that's always really funny. It's like, oh, no, thank you. But
I don't know, I was not very. I'm like, I understand that you couldn't go blackface and become Luke Cage. I get that, but at the same time, I don't know. I feel like that's an awkward thing to be.
Don't hold hands in public.
Say that again?
At least don't hold hands in public. No,
and the thing is that you can't say that. Oh, these people didn't. No, they're from the comic book, and if they know what the story is, and I don't know whether it's more viscerally shown in the TV show compared to the comic, so they're not responding to that. But that was she was raped by that person, and
super
it was
skeezy. Yeah,
it's like I don't know. I don't know if I like that.
I guess it's hard, but it goes back to that thing where you can show. You don't have to approve of a character's actions at all, right? But you can still like a character, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can be like, well, I like Voldemort, I'm gonna cosplay Voldemort,
Right.
but not approve of their actions, right? It's separating the two, and cosplay works the same way. You're like, well, this is an awful, horrible person, but they've been a very interesting character to have in this series, and I appreciated that, and so and this is a character that maybe I can best pull off, or I'd like to try to pull off or something.
Mm-hmm.
But there's definitely that's been a thing that's a big thing that's gone on in the community a lot, especially in Tumblr. Maybe you've seen it where people are like, I can't believe you're doing art for this character, or whatever. And you've got to separate the two. I love Thanos. I love Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
Do I agree with what Thanos did? No. I also I love Snape. I don't care what anybody says about him. I don't care that he's problematic. I love him.
Mm-hmm.
So, I can separate what's the bad part about him.
No, but the thing is, here's the thing. I have no problem if someone cosplaying as a purple man. I have no problem with that. I'm just
because it's with a Jessica Jones.
Yeah, with just because they're a couple in real life, like they're a real life couple, and dressed up as a very problematic relationship. Like, it's the same way if I see a father as Thanos and have a little girl as Gamora, I'll be like, "Whoa, what the hell?"
I've seen some of those.
Yeah, I mean that. I'm just talking about the dynamic. If it's like if I see purple, I've seen like someone playing like people playing Joker. But as soon as like the Harley Quinn is introduced and they're couple, that's when it just I
guess that one gets me. That one always gets me. So I understand. I don't have that like relation to Jessica Jones and Purple Man. Like I watched the show and I get it, but I also love David Tennant so much, so I'm excited to see anything related to him.
Right.
But, man, yeah, when I do see Harley and Joker ones, but I think that's just because of like how much you see it in the media everywhere and also like in clothing stores. And so I see them like, ugh, why would you wear this thing with this like horribly toxic couple on it?
Is Robin making an appearance?
Yeah, always.
If it wasn't, I'd be like,
she's upset because I was like, go away earlier. And I was like, listen, Robin, I'm trying to like puke my guts out. This is not the time to cuddle with me.
Did you put the hat back on her anymore?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She does okay. I mean, she takes it off right away, but she's not like mad about. Oh God! Oh God! I need to clip her claws. That hurts so bad.
Yeah.
Hey, baby, I love you, and I want to be part of the show. But like, have you considered not?
Oh, she's sweet.
That's Robin. She's this high.
Hi.
We need to get her little like DC Robin or like Nightwing costume. She could be.
You should dress up as Batman.
Yeah. Fuck Batman. Bye, Robin.
And then it's like meow.
It's like how rude.
Yeah, which is equivalent of that. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I was not very. I was a little about it. Like,
yeah, it's understandable.
So it just.
Did you see any cosplays that you were really excited about this weekend, Will?
Yes. So this one, I actually showed Kristen, and I wanted.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So cute.
When are you going to buy the costume? Am I going to have to buy that costume and send it to you? I want you to buy it and do it. You should be responsible.
I know I should, but I'm just like. I can't. I'm just so embarrassed. But this is also another one because this is perfect. Look at them.
Oh,
that's wonderful. I love family cosplays. I love them.
But then they're like perfect. One girl, two sons, and like two of them, and the kids are just all over. She's like, oh, she wants to take a bath. I'm like, don't worry. This is perfect. This is proper chaos. It's perfect because I love taking that picture. And I don't know who these people are, but they look kind of cute. Who are they?
They're from Legend of Zelda.
Oh, there we go. Legend of Zelda people. Anyway. And you're going to dig this.
Oh, nice.
Oh, awesome.
Man, I want to be Mantis so bad, but I get so nervous about those stupid antennae. Like, that's the one thing. I can do the rest of the costume, no problem, but to put these on my head and make it not look really weird. One day.
And then this lady.
Nice. Yeah, I saw that. I think I saw you post it.
Yeah, she was like a lady Thanos. So that's really cute. Oh, and these ladies.
Oh,
nice.
Can you see Jubilee?
Yeah.
And I don't know who she is. Like, is she supposed to be? Who's she supposed to be?
Is that not an X-Men costume?
But I'm not sure.
I don't know. I read a lot of X-Men, but like I never read it in any sort of like particular order or anything, so I never know whatever's going on.
Right, but this girl, she was like, that was intense. That was an intense tale. So that was kind of pretty fun to watch that. There was a lot of more elaborate costumes going on, but it's kind of like because they're kind of walking away. It's kind of hard to be like, hey, excuse me, come back. Let me take a picture. So it's kind of hard to do that. So
see, when you come down, we should all just cosplay Marvel Rising together, you guys. We have 3 of us.
Huh?
Marvel Rising. By the
Think
way,
about it.
that's coming out, or already is. The first, like, no, it's coming out soon, very soon. But the prequel already out in YouTube.
Yeah, and which is great. I really liked it.
Okay. Oh, someone in the show in the chat asked about Man-Eaters by Chelsea Kane. Anyone pick that up?
I want to, but I haven't.
Okay. Because I'm not. I don't know. I'm kind of hopeful about it, but I'm always a little hesitant of anything that has a little bit too bold of a title. Like, I don't think I'm not. I don't like that much boldness. Let's just say. So I'm cautiously optimistic. I hope it's good. So yeah, if any of you read that, please let me know how it is.
I may grab the first issue tomorrow. We may hit up a comic shop.
Okay.
I'm very curious.
Apparently, it's sold out in a couple of places.
Maybe not.
Yeah, in a couple of places. So yeah, if you find it, please let me know how it is. All right. Well, is there anything else we can chat about?
I think we did it all. Did we do it all?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any recent news or whatever. What's everybody in the chat reading right now? What should we be checking out?
Yeah, that's a good point. What should we be checking out?
What do we not know about?
Oh, I do want to mention again, because either people are doing it and I'm not seeing it, or
I'm not seeing it either. So
or people are not interested. But hey, guess what? We have a giveaway going on for Jim and the Hologram, the deluxe edition. However, we're just doing it for your little ones at the time. So if you have a child under 18, please post a picture of them or their collection if you're not comfortable with posting a picture on social media, with their favorite book or their collection, and please tag us at Fangirlz Assemble on Instagram. Also give us a follow, and we'll do a raffle next Sunday. So you have until next Sunday to do it. So far, I know of 2 people. So if they're, I don't know, like either people don't get it,
don't people want free stuff, you guys?
Yeah, or maybe we just don't know how Instagram works, which is gonna be unfortunate. But hey, so far I know that 2 people have signed up, so you have 50-50 chance. But if you want, just log in.
People are reading good stuff, you guys. Someone binged Giant Days. Good.
Giant Days is amazing.
So
Maddie, you have to start reading Giant Days. When are you going to be doing that? Because we want to do
I read the first trade. I just need to pick up all the rest of them.
Okay. Well, I actually want to do a show. We talk about Giant Days and Monstrous because they're so wildly different. I feel like that's a perfect show to do.
I'd be down. If we pick up a date, I'll make sure to read them all by then.
Well, I think the 3rd book. When is the 3rd book of Giant Days coming out?
I think it's November, maybe the 2nd week of November.
2nd week of November.
I think so.
We can probably do it mid-December then, so for us to all catch up on those 3 books. Maddie's very intently looking at the screen.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at the chat.
Yeah.
I have a bad thing. Like when I'm like concentrating on anything, it looks like I'm just like so serious.
Like this. Like, what's good?
Eva has also said that they read Lady Castle, and so it's disappointing, which is the same thing that Kristen.
#same.
I still like the premise, but I think there's something I read after I read Lady Castle that was sort of similar that I liked a lot more. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I love the premise. I just think it really it didn't do it for me.
What was the Lady Castle? Like, what's that about? Why do I feel like I've heard this before and I forgot?
Because I was talking about it in the chat because I read it, and it's this thing where like it was a typical like kingdom with a king, and all the men would do stuff, and they went out to go fight something and they didn't come back, and the castle was called Man Castle too, or something like that. It was something very like on the nose. And the the princess and then like some of the other people in town decided like well, they're not coming back. We gotta. And this woman's like, I'm king now, and it's gonna be Lady Castle. And then it just becomes like a female-run village, and they all take care of each other and do this. But there were definitely some missed opportunities. It was very cute, and I liked it. But I could see where like there's more you could do with it they didn't do.
Okay, who is it by?
I don't know.
But Boom put it out.
Yeah,
it's just one trade. What I really didn't like about it was, as a huge fan of Hamilton, their stupid like ripoff of a Hamilton song where they thought they were being cute, but it was not funny or cute. I was just like, why? Like, I'm not entertained by this. So I didn't like that.
Lady Castle by Delilah S. Dawson. Oh, that's unfortunate because the premise sounds so awesome.
Yeah, and I went to it, I was like, this is my thing, and then I was like, this is not my thing.
I like the musical parody thing, but I could see where that's not it for everybody either.
It bothered me. I just thought the writing was so not the best.
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay. I mean, if Kristen didn't like it, that's bad.
Yeah, I wasn't blown away. I think
if Kristen didn't like it and Maddie wasn't blown away, that's pretty bad.
I do like a lot of stuff. You make a point.
Right. I mean, no, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's true though.
Yeah, that's a good thing because it's like positive. Like you guys, you. I'm the one who's like, I hate this. Like you ladies are always more positive about things, and so if you two are saying that, I would be like, guys, forget about the boys. Let's talk about how bad Lady Castle is.
Well, it also bothered me like all the men are gone except for like one. And yet there's no like women and women relationships. Like what? Like,
well, it's the first trade. I mean,
that was it. It was just like a mini series.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, that's unfortunate. All right. Anyway, so I think I don't know if there's any other news or views we want to talk about. It's already like 10, so we can come back next week.
We talked about the boys. That was a big thing.
Oh my god, I don't know how this conversation turned into that. That was not what we talked about.
I love it.
Listen, you need to have your own little therapy session here. Yeah. So
and I think it's like, sometimes. Yeah, we all need it sometimes. Because the thing is, like, he was sitting there, like, that's also another thing. The reason I think it triggered in me, because he was sitting there with the boy, that's all he had on his table was the boys. I don't know whether it's because the show is coming up, so that's what I'm like, that is not your best work. If someone come and pick that up,
what if some unsuspecting person who's like, I love Preacher or whatever, and then grabs it and comes back the next day?
No, Garth, no! You are so talented. Don't do this to yourself. But, well, it's okay. He survived. I'm pretty sure he's okay. All right, then. Okay, so we'll be back next Sunday, and we'll probably have some news and views from New York Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
going.
If you get there and you're like, oh man, I'm really hungry, I should probably go eat somewhere not on site. There's I mean, it wouldn't be for you, but it would be for me because you would go take photos. But there's a restaurant that's doing a One Piece theme right by there. And if I had known
something you would love, check it out.
If I had known they were going to do that like months ahead of time, I would have like, okay, screw, I'm going to New York Comic-Con just for this. I was so upset.
What is this? What is this One Piece thing?
So One Piece is that anime I really like.
And then there's anime. Okay,
there's a restaurant there at New York Comic-Con. So if you don't go, one of our people in the chat go. Somebody needs to go and like send me photos because it looks cool.
Sorry, this is English not being the first language, because I thought that it's something about like it's a One Piece thing, so you have to show up with a One Piece. Wait,
that's fair. That's fair.
You have to dress as I don't know. My brain just made that. This is like.
I think most people would. That's not even you with like English being your second language. So like, I think a lot of people would be like, what?
No, but you talked about One Piece exclusively all of last episode.
I was gonna say, like, I don't know what you're saying.
That's
But it's
true.
also
I felt really bad about it because I was like, shit,
No,
that's all I
that's
got.
okay. No, that's completely okay. I just talked about the boys this whole episode. But you talked about something you really loved the whole episode. That's perfect. That's okay.
We've all learned that Freya doesn't listen to us because the other day someone recommended something to you. You were like, "What's that?" And I was like, "I literally talked about this like half the episode, but it's fine. Like, no worries."
No, okay.
I like how we've got to this point where Kristen already feels like she's like the dejected spouse. I already told you about this last week. You never listened to me.
No, guys, listen. Okay. Someone said that. I didn't make the connection. I'm like, what's this? Then I went and looked it up. I'm like, oh, Kristen talked about this. But then I got distracted by something shiny. I didn't go back.
And I interjected. I was like, wait a minute.
And then Kristen's like, wait a minute. Bitch, I told you about this. I read it like that, actually. I was like, bitch, I told you about this.
Last week. That, but I didn't. I was much nicer.
I know, Kristen's were like nicer, but I actually read it in Kristen's voice, like, bitch, I told you about this. So,
I love it.
I'm like, yes, I know, but I got distracted. But anyway. All right then. Well, do you want to sign us off with the pick of the week?
Yeah. Batgirl and the Birds of Prey, Volume 3.
Woo! All right. Okay. Kristen?
Our Super Adventure, Volume 2.
Ooh, awesome. And I'm going to go with Monstrous, Volume 1 through 3. I mean, I'm still evaluating all of them. Yeah, just read this. This is really awesome. If you like epic fantasy like me, or world building and those kind of things, this is your thing. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. There was a lot of therapy session, and we all have our assignments from now, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But anyway,
Jay Don said no. Lloyd Wong said no IST plug.
Oh, I am.
Hey, in stock trades.
Hey,
that's where we got all our books this week.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. I mean, go to instocktrades.com to find all the books that we had talked about, or any of your book need. You can get up to 42% to 50% off, depending on if it's like a deals of the week or not. Currently,
there's a DC sale going on right now.
Yes, Maddie, there was. So tell us what DC book to get.
Batgirl and Birds of Prey.
Batgirl and Birds of Prey, of course. Also, you should pick up Super Sons.
Oh, that's right. Is it coming out next week?
Oh yeah, that's coming out soon. The Omnibus is coming. Well, Omnibus is it's sometime this December. Yeah, but if there's also all the trades should be out by now, I think. So
okay, yeah. So it's running up to October 1st. You have free shipping for $50 and above in the United States, and go to instocktrades.com, and we'll see you back next Sunday. We'll be back on Sunday next week. So. See you all next Sunday with hot of the fresh news from NYCC. So see you then. Woo!
Bye, guys.
Bye.